We're going on right now. Hello, hello, hello. It is a beautiful new day here at Reality Revolution. This is our first time going live in a different format. Something I always wanted to do on YouTube, and I should actually open up just to make sure it's working. But we're Kyle and I are sitting here jamming, listening to some music. We've been working on a few things, and we wanted to sort of share like this sort of evolution that we've experienced with some really interesting new techniques that we've been developing. And I wanted to bring Kyle on because we sort of been feeding off each other as we experience this new shift that we've experienced, and it's been sort of mind-blowing to experience. Tell me what your thoughts are, Kyle.
My experience is that we can become anything we want to be, and the things that we don't think we can be is honestly like an invitation to explore that and realize that we can be that too.
Exactly. So anything that you're feeling resistance towards, that's like a symbol in that you need to go after that.
Yeah.
There's a sort of world that we're coming from where we see something that's difficult to do and we say, oh, I can't do it. We redefine our identities. And so what happens is because of this new identity that says, I can't do this. I can't do math. I can't work a camera. I can't do accounting. I can't go live with my friend Kyle on YouTube because it seems too complicated, right? So what you and I have both said is, if it's hard, then we're gonna go after it, right? Yeah. And the reason why is that through these events that we put on, we've developed this future self technique. And so what happens is you can access a version of yourself in your greatest reality. Well, there's a sort of advancement that comes from this. That is, you are an infinite self. There's infinite versions of you. So there's a version of you that's the best cameraman in the world, right? There's a version of you that
is the
best accountant, the best YouTuber. So you like when you were like kind of like when we were talking before, you were like, these taxes are really stressing me out. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I could feel the frustration, and I was like reminding you, like, you can just access that version of you, right?
Well, I heard you recently how you were talking about cameras. And you we were struggling with the camera stuff, and you made the decision that you were going to be the best cameraman ever. And all of a sudden, you've bought every camera. Look at your studio now; it looks amazing. Yeah. And
what's
so you
cool
basically, you dove into the opportunity of a challenge. And so when it came to my taxes and I was struggling, I was like, you know what? I'm the best CPA ever. There's a world. There's a future self. There's a higher self. There's a reality where I am the best CPA ever. And I just dove into that, and my taxes were a breeze.
Exactly. So we're actually now live on Instagram too. We just got live
nice.
In this moment. We're live on Instagram. We're live on my Facebook page. We're live on my Facebook, my profile. We're also live on LinkedIn. So everybody this is our first live on those channels. You may know me from YouTube, and I do share my links on all of these social media. It's really amazing. That we can go live on all these channels. And I got the comments over here, Kyle. This is our guys. It's like we're just learning how to play a new toy. I've always been jealous. I watch those people on YouTube that have the comments come up and you can answer them, and they can talk to somebody live on it. And so I use that as a form of resistance. I was like, it's just too hard. It sounds too complicated. So I would go live on YouTube. I've gone live. You can ask my audience. We've gone live on a regular basis, but I was limited to just the YouTube studio, which you can't share any screen. You can't share any background music. There's, which we have background music right now. And check this out. We can share comments.
Boom.
Isn't that amazing?
How you doing, Wendy?
Hey, Gay, how's it going? It's so great to see you. Yes. Inner Star made it to the house. Wonderful. Oh my gosh. This is just amazing that we can share this comment. Usually what I would do is be like, okay, let me read this comment. And then everybody would kind of scroll through the comments like, oh, which one is Brian referring to? Oh no. And then, oh my gosh, this is like the coolest thing ever. So I'm beyond excited to have the ability to do this. You know what I'm saying? So, and the reason I did this is I accessed a version of myself that could do this. I went through the resistance that I had created for it, and then said, okay, I'm gonna learn how to take this resistance, and I'm gonna choose that version of myself. And next thing you know, you were like, hey man, well, we should just try StreamYard. Let's see if that works. Next thing you know, we're on StreamYard. You know what I'm saying? So I just love that. I think it's amazing, and it's exciting. And so what we've both been learning, like I have a great, I changed my camera. That was always a point of resistance for me. Like, I want to speak my truth when I do these YouTube videos. I don't want to focus on what I look like or the lighting or anything like that. So I made resistance from that. I also said, I can't do live events. It's just too complicated. It's too expensive. There's no way we can do that.
Brian froze, but I didn't. I'm here streaming with you all.
Am I back now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. See, at least now we got you. So if it
I know, I can hold it down.
And so we're solving this problem. So next thing you know, I've got a cinematic camera, and what we were discussing is, because of AI and the internet and what's available to us, I'm reminded of this book, Mastery, which I did an episode recently. This book is just, it's the same author as 48 Laws of Power, which I did an episode on. He also did 33 Strategies of War. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. This guy's like a super genius. And in his discussion of mastery, he says it takes 10,000 hours to master something. So that dude that's shooting free throws is going to shoot 10,000 free throws, right?
Yeah. And
then eventually he can say, I'm a master of free throw shooting. And you can see it, right? You meet people and they've just done 10,000 hours of something, right? Here's what I'm proposing to everyone with this technique that we're learning, the ultimate future self that we're embodying. We don't have to do 10,000 hours of mastery. We can do like 100 hours of mastery or less. What we're doing is we're accessing in meditation a version of ourselves that is the master of that thing. And then we're bringing it about, allowing it to express through us. So now I have this version of me that's the cameraman. I've talked about this before. This sort of started with Bert Goldman when he would teach parallel reality shifting. He would teach that you go into a version of yourself. He has an incredible program. You can find it on Mind Valley, where he teaches quantum jumping. He was one of the first quantum jumping teachers, but his form of quantum jumping wasn't jumping to another reality. It was meeting a parallel version of yourself, and then integrating all that knowledge and then bringing it back with you. And so you form a sort of entanglement. You receive downloads from that other version of yourself. So when I'm doing a future self, it's the ultimate version of that in my events, where you're meeting this future self that is the ultimate future self, that lives the greatest life, that manifests everything so perfectly, that has the most prosperity, that is the most healed, that is the most confident, that has an authentic, wonderful, free life in every way that you can imagine, right? We're starting to give people an ability to choose that. And the intermediate between that is becoming the infinite self. Like, I can do anything.
Yeah.
I can do anything. I think that people are going to blow us away when they start having access to this technique beyond what we're doing. We're going to see people become Olympic athletes. We're going to see people become great actors that never thought they could act. Imagine now that you can acquire any skill that you want, and you can master that skill, and you can do anything. Imagine the freedom that you would have then. And so at some point, somebody's going to come along and say, how did you do this? And so that we're trying to teach you what we're learning, and we're in the very cutting edge, on the forefront of consciousness in doing this. You've been doing it. I've been doing it. We've both been talking about it, and we were desperate to come on and share how amazing this technique. You can manifest your ideal life by doing this. Tell me your thoughts on this.
One thing that I would love to hear you touch on is a little bit more is the quantum entanglement, because we're at these retreats and we imagine our future self, and you start imagining what your future self is like, the ideal, highest, best. You know, for me, that included living in a new place, a new diet, new exercise, And so I get back from these retreats and I'm attached to that vision of myself that I saw. And I do have a new diet now. I do have a new workout. I am moving to a new place. All these things are just happening. And it's like I'm actually entangled to that future self that I imagined at these retreats.
Yes.
And why is that happening on like a quantum level?
So let's talk about what that means, because it can become cliche. We hear these people always saying entanglement, right? But in the laboratory, they found that two quantum particles can become entangled, and that one can affect another over a long distance. What was really amazing about it is that it transcends the speed of light. It's instantaneously entangled with another quantum particle. So light years away, that same particle is going to react, because it's obviously, and the physicists have been, how is this possible? What is going on? Is there a space-time that exists outside of time-space where these things are intricately connected? And so if we understand that on the quantum level, then what happens when you start doing this work, when you connect to your future self, when you connect to versions of yourself, the version of yourself that finds the greatest love, the version of yourself that is healed, when you connect to it and you do the work, what I'm finding is the more you do it, the more profound the effects of this become, the more fine-tuned it is. So every time we do this event, it's deepened.
Yeah, for sure. So for me, like it went from imagining my future self, and like in the future self, I'm in my dream life and all these things,
right?
And now it's evolved into I can do anything,
right?
Like
what happens
that I don't think I can do,
of you forms like a form of gravity.
Yeah,
it's like it's to pull you towards it. You start to think like it. It's over time, slowly. There's a boundary condition in retrocausality that we were talking about in another interview earlier. A boundary condition is formed. Actually, I'm excited. Maybe we can share screen. Let's see. But and what happens is that boundary condition becomes inevitable. And so we discovered retrocausality by looking out in a telescope and looking at electrons, and we're actually influencing the path of the electron as we observe the past of it. That was the beginning, and this has been with the delayed choice experiment and other experiments. Clearly, the future has an impact on the present. So when we start tuning into the future self, it becomes a boundary condition. It starts pulling us. That's where the entanglement becomes so crazy, insane, because we are connecting to a version of ourselves that starts to influence us. What we're doing with this meditation is we're providing a means for that future self to enter into the consciousness, and it starts to influence your thoughts, your actions. You start waking up differently. You have your workout changes. What a lot of people reported, this instant feeling of peace, like everything's going to be okay. It's like you have a complete identity shift. And so, but what we're learning now that we've been working on this for about a year is that it's not just one self, it's the infinite self. It's the infinite self that is so fascinating. I mean, I'd love to know what your thoughts are on that.
Of course. I mean, what I've realized through doing all these events with you, it's really our beliefs limit us so much. And when we tap into that infinite self, our beliefs are like magnified for every single aspect of life. It's this place where we can do anything and accomplish anything. And so last night, for example, I was telling you this, but I had to do a bunch of editing for YouTube. And I've hated editing. I've always just said, I'm paying somebody to do that.
Right.
And as a result, I've probably only gotten like 1/100th of the amount of clips that I actually should have. I have some amazing content.
You have
that I'm
some of the most incredible interviews I've ever seen. I'm always like, I wonder where that went, that little moment.
So last night it was like, no, instead of like, I hate editing, I tapped into that future infinite self, and I was like, I'm the best editor. And I edited clips for like 10 hours straight, and I was loving it. And so it's really getting into that reality where you are good at that thing.
Yeah. And that's what I want people to embrace, is that by doing this work, you can access a version of yourself that can literally do anything. And if we combine all these elements together, there's a sort of momentum that forms into something really magnificent. Right.
And the other thing too is like today with AI, you really can do anything. Like partnered with AI, you can
Yes.
really do anything relatively simply.
Right.
You know?
For like I was telling you that, you know, I've always struggled with cameras because I've got these old cameras just laying around. I would try to film with them. I always had a terrible webcam. Even my interview that I just posted, it's just this old. It's just like, hey, I'm going to buy the best webcam I can and see if it works, right? And then I'd watch these interviews, and it would just be so terrible. The quality, I just didn't like how the quality was, right? And I didn't like my background in my old house, right? So I made it, my commitment to become, how can I learn about cameras? Because just getting this image, there was like 15 different conditions that I had to learn on the camera. How to correct the ISO, how to do the iris, how, all of the different conditions, the profile on the image, and then the lighting. There's so much I didn't understand about lighting and how it becomes grainy or not, that how it can affect the color of your skin. These are things that I was like, hell no, I'm not going to look into that. And then using the AI, I started having a conversation with Claude saying, okay, I don't know anything, because I've watched YouTube videos. I'm a Casey Neistat fan. I watch these things and I'm like, I want to be like that YouTuber that has this amazing quality. I want to be able to create cinematic film-like experiences when I'm sharing on my YouTube. And so I couldn't do that and do the same kind of content I was doing, because I'm also reading. People love the sound of my voice. So I would just say, that's not for me. Like I told you, like I told you in my interview, like I always thought I had a face for radio. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'd rather just not. But that was my own resistance. So now, I know everything about cameras. And now all of a sudden I have like anamorphic lenses that are sitting here in my, and I access that version of myself, and suddenly it's like I had the mastery of it. And then what the AI is a bridge for you to ask any question to get the answer as you learn. And I could never do that on a YouTube video. I could never do that by reading a book. I would buy books on photography, and like, why can't I get this thing that I need to have and learn? And so what I'm saying to everybody that's in the group right now, you may have something right now that you're resisting. It's what Kyle has shown you. It's what I've shown you. If you're resisting something, I want you to turn back and look in that thing that you're resisting. That's a signal the universe is giving you that you can access a version of yourself to learn that thing. Right? Yeah. I think it really changes everything, right? So we're going to take some questions. And the good news is we can put these questions up on the board and we can answer any questions. So, let's just see what we got here. Show. So Brian just drove a demon-possessed woman out of my apartment. She turned from God when she lost 3-year-old son to brain cancer. Hey, brother, I'm so sorry for that. I'm so sorry for everything that you experienced. Don't ever forget that everybody around you is just you. You created it. None of it's real. And so take your power back from that thing, whatever it is. Create a new pattern. We're sending our light and love to you, that your path is towards greater love, and that this is the beginning of a bridge that you're walking towards that love. What do you got to say, Kyle?
I was going to say there's a reality where he's a demon slayer. So if those demons
that's right, slay that demon.
He's going to chop them up, That's who he is.
Let's see. Do we have let me see. Does anybody want to ask a question? Let me go to my YouTube feed. Maybe I'm missing something in the chat where people are asking, because I have the comments coming through here. She says resisting stages. Yes, I believe we go through resisting stages. Let's see what. Let's see here. But what I'd like to know is, when I look at people that are really highly successful, I want to know how they did it. This is something that's been evolving for a long time. If you read about Tony Robbins at the beginning of Tony Robbins, and what he was using was neurolinguistic programming, and they started forming something called modeling, where they would go. So Tony could show up and he could look at a baseball player and just hang out for a week, and then he could hit the ball like that baseball player, and he would mimic their muscular movements, their consciousness. And so that was the beginning of it. Any skill is just a form of consciousness that you're entering into, that you can tune into. So
that's pretty much what we're doing.
That's what we're doing for sure.
Let me just check to see if you're live on Reality Revolution. Facebook. Let me check. I'm
live on YouTube right now. Let's see. We do have stuff coming in. It just let's see. I don't feel any resistance as my life is where it's supposed to be. What about the next stage? Well, this is the next stage. That's what we're saying. If you don't have the resistance, then you can move into the next stage. That what is blocking us from moving to the next stage, essentially being superhuman, super prosperous, super amazing, then if by entering into that stage, something really amazing can happen. And that you're right. So what we're focused on at these events and with our YouTube channel, with the people that we're interviewing, when we come together, is that how can we move to this next stage as the human race? And I think that we're at the forefront of it. None of what's happening in the world matters. It's easy to watch the news and suddenly you start freaking out and feeling like you're losing hope. None of that matters, because as a planet, we're about to evolve so magnificently. Everybody is going to become masters at so many things that we're about to go through a creative explosion, something incredible. New technologies will be discovered because it'll be so easy, because people will be able to access that. New discoveries, new ways of being, new living, and all those problems that we had, we can begin to solve them. That's what excites me. So let me see, do we have any other? Does anybody have a question that you want to ask? Because we're more than happy to ask a question, and I do have them coming through. So if anybody has a question about anything, then Kyle and I can definitely answer it. So what we were talking about before was, and you can, if you go on chat on YouTube and comment there, then we'll see it first. So what we were talking about before is taking this. What is your vision from your experiences, the people that you've talked to that are channelers, your own experiences at these events? What's your vision of what the sort of new earth, the next stage is?
Me specifically, what's my vision?
Yeah.
The new earth, I think, it's a frequency where people are living at their highest and best. You know what you talk about with the social memory complex, where it's like everyone's just, we know each other, we know everything about each other. It's just like this blissful place where, I don't know, I guess I've never really thought about it too much, you know?
Right. It's something I've spent a lot of time thinking about. I don't know why. There's some part of me feels like that my purpose is to help bring as many people into it, because it exists right now. It's like there's a door open to something amazing. Yeah. And I just desperately want everybody to join me. Like, come on, join me. Something amazing is happening right now. You can join me, right?
What do you think it's going to look like?
I know that it's a slow process, and it may take even 200 years. But during this process, in a combination with technology and consciousness, there will be a point where technology won't matter, because our consciousness is the ultimate form of technology. And very slowly, we're going to reach a point where we can instantly manifest. Okay. And then us as a group, people are going to start developing the ability to move objects, to be telepathic. And as a group, we will access a form of consciousness where we know everything about everybody. I have access to all your memories. The truth of you comes out. The truth of me comes out. There may be a tough stage we're going through right now, where we're realizing people's darkness or shadows. Yeah. When we get beyond that and we've learned how to forgive ourselves, we can enter into a stage of absolute bliss where we're helping each other out with these amazing abilities. and we can make the planet better. We overcome things like war, because once we can't have a war with ourselves. Once we open up inside to the oneness of all, even those people that we treat as our enemies, the evil cabal, the dark shadows, all that are out there that we see in the world, right? All the crazy conspiracies that are probably true. What we start to access is a version of us that goes beyond that. It's like a separate bubble of reality forms, and you realize all that stuff out there has always been happening.
Right. Is it a frequency? Like, is there a specific energy associated with it?
I really do believe so. I believe that when Dolores Cannon talks about two Earths forming, that there is a frequency, there is a pattern of light, that these two they exist in the same place. You look on the news and you can see the other version of the Earth playing out with wars and tragedies everywhere. But in this version, in your life, in your experiences, in the people you interact with, the things that you experience, it's completely different. Things are getting better. Things are getting expanding. Things are growing to be more wonderful. So that's what's exciting about it. And I think that we're going to reach a point. I think it's a heaven-like existence. So we got a cool question here. I think you were talking to me about it. Goose Mama 9559. How do we exit the simulation?
We acknowledge that we're in a simulation, right? That's step one. Acknowledge
first of all,
that you're
keep
in
an eye out, because I did something I've never done with Kyle the other day on the Heart Coherence Collaborative. I channeled the operators. It's a group of entities I've begun to channel that are like in charge of the simulation. And so when you understand that you created the simulation, what first of all, I want to get your what do you think? How do we exit the simulation, Kyle?
Well, I don't think you can necessarily exit it. It's just knowing that you're in the game, right? And playing the game the best you can, knowing that you're in the game.
I'm going to say something crazy. You're already exited from the simulation. Just like when you're playing a video game, you're sitting there on the couch playing the video game and the game's going. You're not in the simulation. You're just playing it. But the entire simulation, from beginning to end, over billions of years, is designed to create catalyst. It's designed to create these events and experiences that bring something out of us that we don't normally experience in our everyday regular soul life, which is total bliss, total joy, all knowing. The veil is gone, everything's perfect, right? Within that, it's amazing, but there's no like growth. It's such perfection. So we play a game, we choose to forget. And we want the tragedies, the traumas, the terrible things to happen. We experience the catalyst. So the thing is, you created the simulation. You chose to play in the simulation. The last thing your soul wants to do is leave it right now, because it's having so much fun, no matter what you're going through. So the thing is, here is what I can say is we can transcend the simulation. And I've done a lot of work in my school group. The people can subscribe to where I do this work, where we worked on a concept that was created by Robert Scheinfeld. He's explaining that we're in a simulation, and he says that you can actually get your power back in the simulation. When you choose to play and then you give your power to something, some terrible thing, it creates a pattern that you continually experience over and over again. Because you're an all-powerful being. So you're putting your power into this thing, you're dwelling on it, and then you start to experience it as a pattern. So what Scheinfeld explains is that you go around looking for those things, those patterns, those things you're struggling with. Anything that comes up, you get an argument in your relationship, you're struggling, you focus on that thing. And then you acknowledge who you are. I'm the power and presence of God, the infinite power. You really embody and acknowledge, I am God, I am powerful, I'm the creator. And then you find appreciation for this thing, however horrible it is, from the perspective that you are this sleeping God. You're evaluating it. It's like there's this appreciation, like actually kind of love all these terrible experiences and these frustrations and these roadblocks that have come up. But then the third step is that you say, none of it is real. You look at it and you look at all those scenarios and you say, I created all of it. It's part of a hologram that I created. and then you take your power back from it. You can literally visually see yourself pulling, like Scheinfeld explains, it's like an Easter egg hunt, a treasure hunt. You're going around looking at where you placed your power. So then when you get your power back in the simulation, it's the best place that you want to be. Then you've sort of transcended the patterns that are reoccurring in the simulation, and the simulation's designed to give you something so wonderful that you don't want to create your future. You're so excited. You have all your power that you're constantly delighted by these glorious, wonderful miracles that are happening around you. And the excitement of not knowing is why you don't want to exit the simulation. You came here because it's so much fun once you get your power back. Let's see.
So let's use an example real quick before we move on. So like, say for example, the Epstein files. Are you saying that we created that? Like in myself, did I create that? If it's showing up in my hologram?
Every character in the Epstein files is you, okay? But we can also look, it's the nature of the simulation. When you go back and look at history, in history, there's constantly been people that have been blackmailed. Then you know, if you ever watch a show, I recommend you watch the Americans. Did you see that? Is it The Americans? It's about a family of Russians that become Americans, like behind the scenes to spy.
I haven't seen that. No, it's good.
Yeah, but how do you gain power over people? How do you make somebody do something they don't want to do? You blackmail them. So there's always been these places like Epstein where people get blackmailed, right? It's just the nature of it's just the nature of power. So on the other side of it, on this other side of the simulation, in the 3D service to self world, people are going after each other, mano a mano, me against you, Game of Thrones style. They're trying to find what's evil, what's wrong with you. They're going to find your weakness. They're going to blackmail you. And so it was just a very, very adept blackmailing program. And as soon as he was gone, there was somebody else doing it. I guarantee you that there's some way, shape, or form, people in power are being placed in jeopardizing situations, and then they're being blackmailed. So it's nothing new. You read about it in the Bible, right?
So we would look at the Epstein, we would look at that situation and say, I am the creator. And then we would basically say, thank you for this opportunity. Like
so I've never really applied it for that, but you make a great point. You come up against these things. What we can do as a group, is that we can come together and acknowledge that first of all, that we are the creators, that we are the power and presence of God. We are infinite intelligence in this moment. That we created the simulation, and all of it is real. And then we look at this and find an appreciation for the sort of contrast that this element of our simulation has shown us. And then we as a group can just acknowledge that none of it's real, that we created the characters that are involved in it, that none of it is real. There's a sort of release, even when you do that in a meditative scenario, there's a releasing of it. And so I think that we can, as a group, take our power back from that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm randomly picking something. What do we got here? Let's see. All right. Who else do we got? What, did you see any good questions there?
I'm just learning that I can chat too, so kind of playing around with that.
All right. I'm just picking one because it's a longer. I have a 17-year-old diagnosed with autism. She's very smart, very high functioning, but she is so anxious and so angry and so disgruntled mentally. I want to run med supplements don't consistently work. You know what? There's a lot of people out there that might have children that seem like they're autistic, or they're on the spectrum, or they're going through these things. Understand one thing I've had a discovery of is that many of those kids are starseeds that are coming to the planet with heightened abilities. They're much more intelligent and they're much more sensitive, and they actually have a lot to offer, a lot of power to offer. And if you can be there, you can provide a great service in helping them to relate to this reality, because it's not, they made a sacrifice. They came here because they wanted to hold the presence of fourth density. And in some places, some planets, where some entities come, it expresses itself in what appears to be autism, but it's not. It's just a different form of consciousness that they're used to coming through in our consciousness. And so If you're suffering for that, we honor you. We know that the struggle that you're experiencing, at the same time, this is a beautiful, loving being, and you will find amazing results by continuing and working on and focusing on their growth and helping them to live in this world. And you're playing an important role. And so, thank you. What would you say, brother?
I was just thinking about my like childhood, and you know, I couldn't sit still in a room, and the doctors thought there was all these certain things wrong with me. I got medicated, probably overly medicated. And if I could go back in time, I wish somebody would just say, I love you exactly as you are, because there was really nothing wrong with me. You know, there was nothing wrong with me at all. I was just a little different.
Right.
You know,
there's nothing wrong with you. Labels are turning me off as well, like autism. However, I understand I'm at a different place, real-time issues. And I agree with that. The power of words, especially in this environment, you know, words create identity. And in so many cases, so many people will end up using words that creates realities. And especially this awakened group, the people that are in this group that have your throat chakra awakened, and you carry the power of God when you're speaking. When you define something, when you say autistic, you know what I mean? It has great power. And I think that as we evolve, we're going to come into a place where we're more careful about how we label people. The words we use are important, and we're all the same being. So every time we create a characteristic or label for someone, we're actually limiting the infinite version of that person. I agree.
Isn't it so interesting that societally, like we go to college, we get these degrees, we have to define exactly what we want to be. I am an environmental scientist, or I am a police officer, I am all these things.
Right.
And we define ourselves so strongly that sometimes it makes it really hard to remember that we are infinite selves, because we've just pigeonholed ourselves into who we think we are.
Absolutely, 100%. So I think that's a good observation that she made. I think that it shows just the sort of intelligence that we're starting to have. And Gay, who is one of my favorite people in the group, I love your comments. I honor you're not autistic. You're wonderful. You are a super being, and you have superpowers. And I greatly appreciate your contribution to the group. And there are no definitions, right, brother?
That's right.
Do you see any questions here? Let's see what we got.
I did see one up a little bit.
Oh man, nobody wants to ask questions. It's very unusual.
I see one from Webb. Did you see the one from Webb? It's up a little bit.
You can hear that music?
Oh, yeah.
This comes from my song, Finally Home.
Nice.
Can you click on the comment?
Let me see.
Just if you see it, click on it. Just
Thank you, everyone, for bearing with us. We're learning here live.
Yeah, we're learning a new technology.
It's a lot of fun, honestly.
It's kind of fantastic. I love it.
No, I can't. I see a few comments, but it's not letting me click on them.
Let's see. Where can we access the PowerPoints? For what? Oh, I mean, I posted some PowerPoints the other day. If you're referring to that, I posted it in my school group. I was sharing it with you, Kyle. We started creating some PowerPoints.
So cool.
To help us understand a bunch of different issues. And I'm going to try to start sharing that. If you go to the episode that I posted yesterday, that was with our meditation that we did today, which is we focused on the reality creation centers. I posted in the link for today's meditation and yesterday's the full PDF for everything that we got, and it's really amazing. Right. It shows that how to access the plat. To reference, because you might have missed the meditation because we were getting ready for this episode, Kyle. Yesterday I did a teaching on with the YouTube channel, and then today I did a meditation on something that totally fascinates me, that adds to our process, that I think we can do a little work on in Maui when we go to Maui in May 14th through the 17th. We have an event in Maui, and people can get tickets. It's in the description now. And
we practice all this stuff for 4 days straight.
So there's an energy center that comes from the Bindu chakra that is like, if you, they call it a plate or plat, it's like a braid, an energy braid that extends out from the back of your head to an area between your shoulders, which is called the assemblage point. The assemblage point is discussed in shamanistic texts, like in Carlos Castaneda or Theon Morris. And there's John Ware, this amazing writer who's written an entire book on this, has realized that the angle and location of the assemblage point between your shoulder blades on your back, like, determines your reality. So the PowerPoint on that episode, imagine infinite realities flowing like light streams and then gathered up into the assemblage point and then filtered out. The plat is like the projector. It comes in from here. And so the reason it's all happening in the back is that that's the quantum. You literally can't see what's going on behind you. So it's more naturally there's more quantum particles. These end up flowing in to the plat. And so people have learned through a transurfing technique how to access awareness of these energy centers while they're manifesting, so they see the image as clearly as they can. It's very similar to we're using heart coherence, but also moving your consciousness sort of the back of your head. And then you literally place the visualization into that area. I've had some of the most magnificent things in learning how to activate my plat and how to use the plat to create my reality. I've had many people report success with this, and I had a deep dive yesterday for an hour. I talked about using water, fire, trees, all the different elements, what it means. There's even exercises people do. In the old days, the shaman would come up and hit his student on the back, like, really hard. Right? And like, what's going on? And they would like move your assemblage point. They like figure out how their student was, where the point of consciousness, and they could hit it. So I'm fascinated by that.
So by bringing your awareness to it, you increase your ability to manifest. Could you talk a little bit more about that?
So the assemblage point gathers. So what happens is you're activating the energy of that plat, and then it's like you're essentially, what he calls, you're putting a new film into into your screen that you're now projecting, and you project a new reality. It's like it's like you're putting in new film. And then you just follow the script of what happens, and there's a certain way of consciousness. So that's what I was focusing on the last couple days. So we got distracted there because somebody said, how can I get the PowerPoint? But you can find them on the link there, and I appreciate that. So let's see what we. Okay, I'm gonna click one because. We suffered a huge financial fraud against us. We are doing your wonderful sleep meditations and seeing some changes, small financial gains. We'd love to really ramp this up a gear. All right. Thank you for that. Thank you, Anthony. Anthony is, like many of us, going through something with their business. Maybe they've experienced some fraud. What you're doing in that scenario is you're playing the money game. The money game, you will always lose. There's always going to be a shortage, or it's not going to work out, or not enough customers. No matter how great you're doing, suddenly you can lose everything. But we are no longer playing the money game. We're accessing a version of our consciousness within the simulation. So what I want you to do, Anthony, in addition to doing the sleep meditations, which are very helpful in reprogramming the subconscious mind, is I want you to take away the power from the patterns that you have going. So I want you to find those things that come up. If it's a fraud, my question to you is, have you ever experienced fraud before? What happens is somebody might experience fraud, then 5 years later, they get frauded out and they get frauded again. We start to see it as a pattern where this fraud comes into our life. Why? And then we're like, why are we so unlucky? Why does this happen? And it's okay. You did nothing wrong. You're just playing the game. What happens is you give your power to that belief in that fraud happening, and then it happens and it repeats. So together as a group, let's do this, Kyle. We're gonna, we acknowledge that I am the power and presence of God. I am infinite intelligence. I am God embodied in this moment, right? And then what I want you to do is just find appreciation for the fraud that happened. It seems crazy, but it created a catalyst in your life that's created changes and emotions and learning that you experienced. It's okay. But now I want you to acknowledge that none of it's real. The fraudsters are you. You created the characters around everything that happened, everything that seemed to happen to you. I want you to let it go. completely. And I want you to, and anybody else that's suffering from some sort of financial fraud or a pattern where money was lost, I just want you to, I just want you to acknowledge with me, none of it's real. And then I want you to reach forward and just let's take. Imagine it's in a vault. You put this power and it's been taken away from you. I want you to pull that power back to you. Just pull it back. Sometimes when you do this, you get goosebumps. Like there's a warmth in your heart. Now, when you do the sleep meditation, you're using your own power. You're feeding that power into your subconscious. That pattern's not playing anymore. So keep doing the sleep meditation, follow your path, enter into your power, and all will be well. Thank you for asking your question. All right. How do you up-level your focus and energy infinite field? My answer, pretend you're 10,000 source entities coursing with endless electrified focus and energy. To focus like a laser beam is the most aligning. I love that. That's a great suggestion. We are infinite beings of light and energy, and we can, when we reduce the limitations and blocks, we can access our infinite power. We can do that, and when we do, there is no limit to the amount of energy. And so you can do these amazing exercises because you're not just one being, you are all beings. And once you access the oneness, you access the energy of the oneness, and the energy of the oneness can flow through you, because a single atom that is broken can create a nuclear explosion. Think about how many atoms you have flowing in your veins right now, and each of those could create a nuclear explosion. All right, you have the power of the sun flowing through you within every single subatomic particle. And so thank you for inspiring me to remind me of that. All right, what I did was go back in time and release the pattern. Then the future catches up and it's no longer there. Yes, very awesome. Love that. Yes. All right, what do we got? Let's see. Yes, the Tamsin Brown interview was amazing. I was just trying to tell Kyle about Tamsin. How to push past to successful coherence. I get stuck in this faint TV static like state, not even sure I'm close. You're the master of coherence, brother. How do you push past to successful coherence when people feel like they're not becoming totally coherent? When it comes to your heart. Yeah.
For me, it's practice makes perfect. As somebody that I know a lot about heart coherence, but there's times where if I haven't practiced in a week, I can feel that static too. So I make it a daily practice to try to do rhythmic breathing through my heart and just access elevated emotions like we're talking about, like gratitude, appreciation. If you do that more often, you're broadcasting that field of harmony that's not static. And so I would say the way to get ahead of the static, the way to not feel the static is to get ahead of the static by practicing heart coherence regularly.
Absolutely. And if you're talking about coherence beyond the heart's a really good place to learn coherence. Because when your heart becomes coherent with your brain, something really magical happens, and everything is coherence. We're becoming coherent to the future that we want. We're becoming coherent to the skill that we want to acquire. Every single one of our chakras we can become coherent with. We can become coherent with our partner. We can become coherent with the reality that we want to experience. And so practice makes perfect. Continue it like it's part of your life. It doesn't even need to take a lot of time. Just give it a commitment. Commit and make it the intention to be coherent. All right, let's see if we got some more questions here. How do I help? All right. Where were you? Let's see. How do I help my daughter? How do I start? It's a beautiful question. Thank you so much for asking. I got 2 kids. Kyle, you got 2?
I got 2. Yeah.
So we both have experienced fatherhood, and it's really one of the most wonderfully rewarding and amazing experiences. And then one of the things I've had to learn is I have ideas in my mind how I love to help my kids, but they will learn on their own, and you're just there to support them. And when they need you, they will find you. Sometimes we try to create changes in our kids based on, our own energies and our own alignment. And sometimes the best thing we can do is love them, support them, be there for them, and allow them to find their own way. And it's easy to judge. You can look at what they're doing and say, they're not being successful. I need to change them. I need to make them better. I wish I could do that. And that's hard for every parent to realize, is it may not be in the path that you can imagine. I mean, my parents would have never imagined I would be a Brian Scott. I mean, that it'd be interesting to hear what they would think, but they allowed me to find my own path. And that to me is a big thing. What we're doing for everybody that wants to create their reality, we're going to support them in creating their reality and give them the means and resources and knowledge that they can get to create the best reality that they could ever imagine.
Yeah.
What do you think?
What was that specific question, Brian?
That was, they wanted to help my daughter out. How do I help my daughter out? So,
yeah, one of the biggest things for me with my sons is that I support them in being whatever they want to be, but the only time I interject is when they say I can't do something. Like I try to say, no, hold on, you can do that. You can do anything. So whenever they have negative self-talk, that's the only time I really interject and say, no, don't say that. You are an infinite being. But other than that, just have fun. I love hanging out with my kids because it lets me be the kid again. It really opens my imagination up to that younger frame of mind, and it's very freeing.
I love that. So I'm on Instagram, and it looks like we're just getting comments from YouTube, but I want to answer a question that somebody asked. So I pulled up the Instagram, and they asked, how can I break a financial ceiling? How can I break a financial ceiling? I wish there was a way we could add in all of these other comments, but it's financial ceilings fascinate me because I've met people that have doubled their income and they still hit the ceiling, because what happens is somebody doubles their income and then suddenly they have a whole bunch of different expenses, or they get a divorce, or they end up spending the money that they would have normally had on things that come up, and they end up at the same level that they were at, or they lose their job and they find a job in a completely different industry and they're at the same level. It's like this thermometer level that gets set for people. And so Ken Honda was very helpful with that, and explaining, that we have this sort of container. And what we want to do is I have a meditation and activation on the channel to expand your container, to open you up to a greater level of infinite abundance. And I really believe the first step to that is sort of looking out at the universe and seeing how infinitely abundant the universe is. Everything is just into the extreme of overflow in the universe. You're meant to be infinitely abundant, and any limitation or ceiling that you experience is something that you've self-created or has been created by some program or pattern that was given to you when you were younger. So if you can take a moment, let's break their financial ceiling right now. Just close your eyes. We're going to reclaim our power. I am the power and presence of God. And why is it I have this financial ceiling? Let's find an appreciation for that ceiling. It sort of put us in a number of different experiences that we would never have had before. And we understand it now, but we release the ceiling because none of it's real. None of the ceiling that we're experiencing is real at all. And we can let that go. We can release it. It no longer has to play a role in us. It's not existing. And I see it as a power that's been running itself, because literally a financial ceiling is a pattern. It's a pattern that you're seeing repeatedly go the income. So with me, brother, I want you to take the power back, and we're going to take it collective. We're taking the financial ceiling. We're taking it back. We're pulling the power back to us. We're reclaiming our power in this moment. Right now, the power is coming back. No longer do you feel this financial ceiling. We're breaking the ceiling, and no longer will it limit you. Now I open you to infinite abundance through the power of my voice, through the pattern of my language, through the frequency of the music that you can hear in the background. This is all happening now. Feel it. Take your power back. Just give it a moment. I want you to really feel into this. Right? And then we take it back.
Your power back.
Take it back.
Take it
You are
back.
infinitely power, and you have all the power. You can live the ideal life by finding those things in the field that you're giving your power to, that are creating patterns. Let me check and see. We have some. I'm going back to Instagram to see if anybody's gonna. Oh, it's so exciting! You know what? I've never, for my brothers and sisters on Instagram, I've never really had a presence on Instagram. I've so wanted to participate in Instagram. We're going to do this more often, so be on the lookout. Subscribe, and let's see. How do you suggest we deal with the paranoia caused by the recent news? That was on Instagram, so I can't share it to the screen. How do we by the recent news? That thank you.
We created that. Yeah.
I want everybody, when you get a chance, to look at one of my episodes on pendulums, because I've done some episodes that study something called pendulums. If you believe on any level that your thoughts create reality, that some aspect of your thought structure creates reality, then you understand how pendulums work. Because when multiple people are thinking the same thoughts at the same time, then a sort of structure occurs in the field, and it starts to gather energy. It takes your energy. It doesn't care if you oppose this thing. If you're saying no more war, or you're saying we must, or you're feeling sadness for the war, or you're supportive of the war, like, oh, we should go to war, right? Both sides are giving energy to this, and this energy, and it becomes like almost a living conscious entity. And so we're constantly interacting with very powerful beings that are formed from pendulums, right? And so sometimes it feels like, why am I suddenly feeling this fear? Why am I feeling this lack of hope, this desperation? It feels like the world's falling apart. Those feelings, I believe there are beings that just feed on that. I believe that the pendulum itself feeds on the energy. And so what we want to do is participate in the world, but we don't need to give our energy to it. So when you see those things, know that that's always been happening. It may be happening in another country that you're not used to. And part of the reason it's bothering you is that your heart is open. You're connecting to the oneness of all. And when you see somebody being killed in a bombing strike in Ukraine, or somebody suffering in Iran, or in whatever country where they're at, then you're seeing yourself, you're seeing your family, you're seeing a life of some version of you that's being destroyed. What I find interesting is that there's no place, when you listen to what in a recent channeling by Quo, they said that if there is a war, nobody wins ever, even if somebody's defending themselves. You know what I mean? So even if somebody's defending themselves, and we see the terrible events, the economic news, the people that are suffering, we see diseases, we see these things all over the world. Like you said, you will always find what you look for. You're always going to find what you look for. So if you feel like you're looking for tragedy, for crisis, for terrible things happening in the world, you will always find it, because your brain is a master technology in finding what you look for. And so if you get locked in on some negative news, and you will continue to see it. And there's a concept that people need to be aware of, and it's called the induced transition. And I have a playlist on my channel about how to avoid the induced transition, because if you vibrate at that negative energy enough, then you start to see your world become like that. Remember, there is no fiction. Everything that you read is real. Every Marvel story, every science fiction novella, everything somewhere in the world, and they're all reenactments, are all reality. So if you're vibrating with that information and becoming obsessed with it and worried about it, you're going to find yourself in a reality where those things are around you, in your neighborhood, in your life. Because the more the new earth becomes real, the more people are going to see their reality. So I'm calling upon everybody. It's a big deal with me. I want to teach you how to overcome, so that you can follow the news, but not give your energy to it, not find patterns with it, and be the change that you want to create. But by us coming together for sessions like this as a group, all of us, I think I see 150 people or something like that right now.
Nice.
But we also got people. Oh yeah, I forgot we have people on. So yeah, we got 13 people on Instagram.
and in the future, we're going to invite in my group too.
That's right. We're going to figure out how to do that, so we can put you on your group. All of us together in this moment, can, in intention and unity, we can send out love. So I want you to bring in love right now. I want you to bring the highest level of love into your life, into your environment. And the first thing I want everybody to do is send it out to everybody in the group. Just send it, share it. Anybody that's sharing this moment with me, the light is going out and it's coming back, and then you're sending it out, and we're circling it, swirling it, moving it between each other. Feeling what happens is that we become magnifiers, that it doesn't just come back to you, it comes back to you tenfold, 100-fold. As we send it, we become transformers, transducers. And so send this light out to the world right now. Send your love and your light out to the world. See them being blessed, prospered. We are infinite beings of power, and we can choose to do this together as this group. And we are a force multiplier as we send our light, as we send it together. We can change the world. Just when you see the news, I want you to do something that I learned, that just say to yourself, thank you for showing me what my light is transforming. Thank you for showing me what my light is transforming. All right, let's come back to YouTube and see if we got any questions. All right, where are we? If I've missed your question, I'm so sorry. It's we're trying to figure out this, and so it's a different place. I meditate on all sounds. Okay, let's see. Do you see one? Oh, look at that. See, we got Sarah. Sarah says, I'm in the aftermath from the shifts from the Newark retreat.
Let's go.
So we just held an event in Newark, and it really was one of the most amazing experiences. And like before, we kind of like, well, why did we go to Newark again? We were asking that question because there had been a big snowstorm, and we were like, well, why are we going at this time of the year? But it felt like so right when we booked it. And then when we got there, we realized there were people that needed that moment. There were people that needed that experience, and I feel like we opened a portal. You know what I mean? That's what is exciting to me, is that we opened a portal. And then I had the realization that at these events, we're opening portals. That each of the places that we've been, we did an event in LA, we did one in Maine, we did one in Newark, and it felt like we opened a portal in each one, and we're going to be going around the country. What do you feel about that?
I would say that, like, when you ask me what does the new earth feel like, these events feel like the new earth to me. It's like we're in a different space and time, different energy field. Everybody's harmonious. It's the most beautiful experience. There's definitely a portal being created. We activated Newark for sure, but it's beautiful because the people that come, I mean, the Reality Revolution family are some of the most highest vibrational people around. And so when you bring all that energy together and broadcast that, it's like there's this giant dome of just the most beautiful energy anywhere we go with the Reality Revolution.
So true, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it just it blows me away. See the quantum, and so we have an event in Hawaii on May 14th through the 17th. There still are some seats available. If people go and look at the Maui Westin online, they're going to be like, "That's too expensive." But Kyle helped me out and got this huge discount on these rooms, and we still have some rooms available, right? And so, you know, I'm inviting you, like, if you want to go, and you've always wanted to go to Maui, it's a great, because you can take advantage of that discount. We still have a few rooms left on that. And then after that, we're going to be in Anaheim, and that's going to be at the Anaheim Hilton in July. I believe that is, so it's July 24th through the 26th. And then we're going to be in Austin, which we're super excited about, on the 18th through the 20th. And then after that, we're going to be in Sedona on November 20th through the 22nd. And we're going to take advantage of each of these locations. I believe that they're powerful, energetic locations. We're starting to create a grid of portals. In each place, we're opening up the future self sort of frequency, where everybody can access the best version of themselves. And by the end, we're opening a door, aren't we?
Oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Yeah. No, we're opening something magnificent, and I can't wait for Maui.
No, we keep talking about how amazing that it is. Let me
Oh,
see.
and Paul Selig's joining us.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
If anybody has seen Paul Selig live, he does these attunements in person, and it's really cool. You see his eye color change, and people can actually viscerally feel that. And so on one of the nights, because he's in Maui, we asked him to come. He's going to be doing a full channeling with Melchizedek. I think that's going to be just super exciting. Let me see if I can pull up when I did that presentation here. Let's see. Share screen. It's our first, we're learning the technology here, right? Let me see. There, you see?
Yeah.
We have, it said 24, but we have the portal activations.
Oh, so cool.
Right?
It's our little tour.
It's our little tour.
Portal activation tour.
Yeah. We were talking about the collective matrix, how we're going to work with that. And I just think it's just going to be super exciting, man.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Yeah. It's going to be absolutely brilliant and magnificent and wonderful. And I just want to take a moment and just really spend a second just sharing my appreciation for how amazing this group is, the people in the Reality Revolution. It's really special, man. When you go to these events and you talk to the people that are in the chat right now, the people that are making comments, heck, the people in I wonder if did you see if we're on Facebook? Did you find me on Facebook?
You're on the Facebook page, so not in your group, on the Facebook page.
Okay.
So
yeah, we'll have to figure out how to do it in a group.
We'll get it all squared away.
Yeah. There we are. I see it. And we got one person watching on Facebook.
That's amazing.
So I love it, man. If you go on my Facebook page, you can add we can add a couple more people to it. But let's see if anybody's got a question. When you know, I can feel financial breakthrough is heading my way. I'm grateful for everything around. I even honor the negative people around me. I'm seeing them change as well. That is just beautiful. It's amazing. It's really important. What you're saying is that you honor the negativity. You can see the breakthroughs. I'm excited for you, Andrea. Let's go. Let's take it to the next level. Let's go all the way. Let's see here. I've been on a 23-year trek, beautiful adventure towards my future lottery jackpot. Do you think general following my electrified passion, which is wizardry and light work, is better or specific? I would say that following what excites you is absolutely the best path, just like Bashar teaches. And also what I'm learning with the future self teaching in this shift that we are going on, I really believe that if you follow what excites you, that the reason there's a signal for that excitement, it's part of that future boundary condition that the future self is set. It's this version of you. Follow that excitement. That's a really great signal of following where you're going in your reality. Let's see, we got question. I imagined my ideal reality, and then it did actually manifest. However, a week into it,
all the time.
It went away. I felt fears come up through the week. Did I manifest something I wasn't ready for? Thank you for asking that.
It's a big one.
It's really, really important question. It's one of the reasons I'm committed for my group, the school group I have. I know that Kyle has a school group, because we continually get people that manifest, or they get closer, they can taste it, they can touch it, it's right there, and then it falls apart. And so we do a whole session in our event on navigating the new you. It's really all about what happens after you shift. After you shift, it's so important, because your old reality has a momentum. Like it's a train that's still going. There's patterns built into you, especially triggers and mechanisms that are built into you. that over time can be very difficult to maneuver. And so when you do that shift, within the first 72 hours, you should expect that you're going to encounter your fears or some negative sort of aspect of that old timeline that you're shifting from. And it's important that you acknowledge, you become aware of it, but you don't have to fall for it. You don't have to fall for the pattern. If you rest in the inner knowing with the future self technique that we're teaching, we're embodying a version of ourselves that had already done it. There's this sort of peace that takes over, and it's like, it's not going to fall away. The fears are not there. You're able to release them. Even if the fears come up because the pattern comes up, that sort of identity that you've grafted onto, that you've opened up to, it says, yeah, it's all good. We're going to figure this out. And then, so that's what I would say, know that it's very common and that you didn't do anything wrong at all. It's absolutely not something that you should be hard on yourself for. Everybody's having to encounter it. I think learning how to go into coherence is really important. It's slowing down your breath, changing your nervous system, staying in coherence, tuning into the little voice within that will tell you what is your best next step on your path, and following that voice is always going to be the best way to do it. Let me see what let's see.
Yeah, that's a great question.
I've
manifested my dream life so many times, and for a long time I would wash it away. Like I would just ruin it right when I stepped into it, whether it be the dream girl, the dream house, or whatever. There would always be something that would fall through. And what I realized for myself was that when I would manifest these dream lives, I would go tell everybody and be all excited and almost act as if it wasn't supposed to be. And because I was acting like it wasn't actually supposed to be, the universe came and just balanced the situation out, because my beliefs, I wasn't ready for it. So now when I manifest, I know that I'm an infinite being and I am worthy of this new life.
I love that, man. It's true. And as you keep on going through the process, you're going to open yourself up to it. It's going to be easier and easier and easier. Let's see if we got some good questions here. Here. I'm grateful for the abilities, but I get overwhelmed when I make public appearances, not in disguise. Wherever I go within minutes, the place fills up. So you're a being of light and you're magnetic and attracting people into your environment. Go with that. Now, hey, I'm with you. I mean, I wasn't doing these public events for 8 years. I mean, people say, but Brian, you have a YouTube channel. And I was still hiding the whole 8 years I'm doing my YouTube channel. Because it felt like I wasn't making, I could say I don't have a public appearance right now because my face is behind the scenes. But what I'm asking you to do, what we're trying to teach, is that you access the version of you that is really badass in making public appearances, that's really a great public presenter, that does public speeches. And when you access that version of you, you can acquire those skills. You don't need to master it. You don't have to have a lot of experience for it. You allow the intelligence, the consciousness of that to sort of enter in, and it's a game changer when you do that. Right?
Yeah.
So if that is your form of resistance, like we said when we started out, then you need to follow that. If you're resisting the public appearance, if you're resisting getting up and speaking, I know that people in this, if you're resisting making that YouTube video, resisting writing that book, that's where I want you to go with it. I want you to say, okay, I can access a version of myself that's not resistant to that thing, and I can acquire that skill and watch the magic happen. That was the main thing that we wanted to talk about when we came in here, is to watch that magic happen, right?
Yeah, there's an energy to that resistance that builds up, and that's what actually kind of swallows you when you get up there to present. It's like all this belief that you're not worthy. And so what I've heard a lot of speakers talk about is that there is an energy that builds up for everyone, whether you love speaking or not. It's how you use that energy. So if you can just take that resistance and convert it into I can publicly speak, you change the energy that's flowing through you, and you can almost use that energy to just be really powerful. You could use it to swallow you, or you could use it to be really powerful. It's how you channel that energy. I mean, you've seen me on stage sometimes when I go up there and I'm like, "Ah," and it's because I feel that energy coming on, and I could either be nervous and say I can't do this, or I could just let it flow through and broadcast out. It's all just how you're perceiving that energy.
So true, man. Let me check in on Instagram and see. Okay, Creating Life Intentionally asks, how do you break hidden ties, energetic connection with someone who's toxic in your life, but have no contact with them, but the connection feels alive somehow? Thank you for asking that amazing question, right? Because I know that you have dealt with this, and I've dealt with this too. You know, we form connections just like umbilical cords almost with people that we fall in love with, that are part of our lives. And when it goes toxic, when we walk away, we can still have that connection formed, especially you had a physical relationship where you connected, then you form an energetic connection to that person. So I've been in situations where I'll suddenly just get sad or tired, and I don't know why. And then I realize it's because they're experiencing that drain. And so it can influence your interactions when you are together. You feel tied to them. You feel like you're forced to be connected to them. And so we all have some sort of energetic exchange in any relationship, but we can choose, if you've broken it off with them, to sever that connection, to cut that cord, you know? And so there's some really good writers that have talked about this. You close your eyes, you imagine to where it's connected. A lot of times it's in the belly. And then you sort of imagine this, I like to imagine a lightsaber.
Nice.
And I just like, some people have a knife, or, you know what I mean? But you cut the connection, you bless it. You what I have found is that before you do it, you acknowledge their contribution and you thank them. Because there's always a little bit of like resistance to you doing this. You still love them and you still care about them. So what's really amazing about this, it's a phenomenon that relationship coaches have talked about as well, is that they'll call you. Like when the connection is separated, you're going to get a phone call or a text from them. It's even, you know, for some people that like they're trying to manifest their specific person, I've suggested this, like cut the cord, and then suddenly they're getting their phone call. Like, okay, what? It's like they feel the lack of energy, that connection. It's really interesting phenomenon that I'd love to get of people to mention or comment on, right? Let's see here. Questions. Soul Whispers, we're sending you light and love. Soul Whispers just got back from the hospital. After the hospital experience I went through for 3 weeks, been home 2 weeks. I feel a back and forth being. Anybody out there, and this goes to you and anybody out there that's been struggling with something health-wise, or been to the hospital, or been sick, we're sending you light. We're sending you love. We're holding you in this place. Know that you are more than your body. You are more than your mind, that anything is possible. And we call upon that inner part of you, the magnificent healing aspect of you, to open yourself up to that.
One of the cool things that I'd recommend is your bliss body meditation. And if you can get the chance to come do it in person with us, it's crazy doing it in person. It's really powerful. We've seen some pretty amazing healings. People with canes get up and start walking again. Just, you know, rapid healing.
I never imagined it would become this phenomenon. That I'm so proud. I'm so proud of that. I really am. I'm standing as an observer of it, because I'm not trying to brag about it, but I'm so proud that we've created this meditation where we intricately go through every aspect of your body, every aspect, right?
Oh yeah, every single one.
I've done a lot of work on this over several events, and it's about a 2-hour meditation, right? And we're accessing a unique form of light with intention. I feel like there's entities that are involved. We've caused an earthquake in Los Angeles, and we expanded it even further when we did the Newark event. You know, and when regularly people were telling us that was, so it's a part of this future self shift is that we're going to take the light through every part of your body, every part of your mind. So when you walk away, it's like you've been to the spa and you've been completely replaced. Every cell of your body is replaced into its perfect state. You walk away in the zero state where every cell is undergoing a function of what it's meant to be. And it's so exciting to watch it. It's so exciting to be there. I mean, to be there watching it happen, to facilitate it, and then the group experience. Because we're guiding the group to send the light through each other. There's some sort of thing that's happening when people from the reality revolution at this level start. What I'm saying is that there's like secret gurus that are coming to our events that are sitting there waiting for us. They're like way beyond what we're teaching, right? You get
the energy is too high. Yeah, something's going on.
People are showing up and they're like this secret like super guru, but you don't. They I feel like some sort of energy's happening. I can't explain it. It's an otherworldly experience. I want everybody to be healed in that way. So is that music too loud?
Not for me. No,
okay, good.
I'm in a good flow.
Everybody, I'm experimenting as we've been going along with actually playing music in the background.
Brian, somebody asked, where do you find the bliss body meditation? Is there a good one you'd recommend for somebody to start with?
For YouTube, you can experience the bliss body meditation through several sleep meditations that I've created and a guided meditation. So I have everything from a 30-minute to a 4-hour and several different 8-hour bliss body sleep meditations where I'm taking the light through your body while you sleep. When I started doing this, I'd start getting a cold, or I get a scratch in my throat, or my nose is getting clogged, and then I'm like, oh, I'm feeling. You get that feeling like I'm gonna get sick tomorrow.
Right.
So I'll do it. Listen to the bliss body, and I'll wake up and I'll feel so good.
Didn't before LA you were feeling sick, right? Before LA?
Yeah. So that's a crazy story. Like before LA, this is our first big live event because Maine was a smaller event.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited but nervous.
Right.
I'm going to be getting up and speaking to several hundred people here. And then I just got so sick, right? So I listened to the bliss body and I woke up just totally better. I told you I felt like it was Jordan, right? You know, Jordan in the blue game, right?
Yeah, right.
But I'm saying it's available to everybody. And so, but in the event, I've never really recorded one that's like what we're doing at the event. It's just, I can't explain it. The level of detail, and I've done a full analysis of it. Like after we did LA, somebody was like, you didn't really cover the kidneys very well, you know? And I was like, all right.
We're going deep on the kidneys.
We're going to figure that out. I mean, so now I think we're at a point where, if anything, you're going to walk away. It's like you have a new body. You're walking away with a new body again.
And you really do.
Yeah. So what I'm excited about is that we can add the infinite self meditation to the Maui event. We're going to be able to learn how to access the infinite selves before as an additional teaching. So we're going to have an infinite self meditation that we can do before we meet the higher self. Because what we do is we activate the pineal gland, and then on the second meditation, what we've been doing is that we do the higher self quantum jump into our greatest reality, and then we meet the future self. But on this first day, we're going to access the infinite self, and then we're going to do the bliss body on the first day.
Nice.
So before we do the future self work, they're walking away with the bliss body because it gives us that time. So walking into the second day, then they're going to quantum jump with their higher self and do the real quantum jump work. What it looks like we're going to do is just meet the future self first in the first meditation. The second meditation is the quantum jump with the higher self, and then the third meditation we meet the future self. I think that's the night where then Paul Selig's there. And then
when do we do the pineal gland?
Pineal gland's always going to be the first meditation because we want to open up that pineal gland third eye. So we're going to take you on a journey through different dimensions and accessing different realms of yourself. And so that really does add a lot to it, right?
It's my favorite. It's so amazing.
Right. And so tentatively, I'm planning we're going to do the quantum heart meditation, which is sort of the heart coherence on steroids in a single sitting. Now, we may put it on the first day. I'm allowing my higher self to guide me. So as we make changes, but I'm getting more and more excited with what we're creating for this event. It's going to be brand new, that unlike anything we've experienced before. So, right.
I see Dorado in the chat. Dorado Bambino is going to be coming to Maui. So looking
Dorado.
forward to seeing you there.
All right, brother. Remind us that you're Dorado. Come up to us, because I do hug everybody at the event. Everybody gets a hug, right? If it's 100 people. Yeah. So you'll be getting hugs, man. I love that. So let's see. I too get nervous before going on stage. I would love to be in front and support you. The first time I want to watch Receive before, I will look for you. That's for sure. Absolutely. I think that I've taught public speaking in college. You know, it was really interesting to teach public speaking, because I realized when I taught in college that everybody's greatest fear. A lot of people fear that more than anything else, getting up and speaking publicly.
Wow.
And so, you know, very interesting to watch that, to see people overcome their greatest fear. But I swear, anybody that speaks, you should be nervous. That's part of the fun of it. Right.
Dorado's a woman, just as an FYI, Brian.
Oh, Dorado. Okay. There you are.
We'll look for you.
I will look. Dorado, there you are. Oh, you're Dorado from Brazil.
Nice.
See, what's amazing is we're getting people from all over the world. We've had multiple people from England, from Scotland, from Sweden, from Norway, from Iceland. What am I missing? We've had Thailand. The people that have come to
Ireland,
Australia. Yeah. We've had several from
Australia, Ireland. The cool thing
with Germany,
it's how everyone comes together. It's inevitable, but by the last day, everyone is just amazing friends. It's just one big entity.
So we got, please cover what it takes to the next level, to someone that feels it has it all, but something is missing. So when the feeling of that something's missing, when you want to go to the next level, is a very common feeling. It never is complete. And understand that there's always another level, that you may have already reached the next level. And then what is missing is for you to take it to the next level. So what we're constantly doing with is we're adapting, we're learning, we're growing, we're evolving. And so it's that striving, that learning, that desire to become better, to experience more, to be more happy, to feel more vividly. It always feels like on some level that something's missing. It's going to be smaller and smaller. Continue to focus on what you want. Continue to be grateful for what you're experiencing, but also keep tuning into that new path. And it's never actually missing. It's just on the way. It's coming. All right. Let's see here. This song is you can find at the Brian Scott Musical Experience on my second channel. All right, let's see here. We have Ashley says, I've been practicing your heart coherence meditation and it's been insane. During the day, it literally feels like my heart is open and energy is coming from my heart. I feel so light, I can't explain. I mean, you're speaking to the choir right here, and then Kyle is such a man. Talk about your experience with heart coherence and how it's changed you.
Oh man, well, basically it's funny because this actually came from public speaking. So when I was younger, I used to drink before I would public speak. I would just numb out, you know, I would try to find a way to go up there and not feel any of the feels. But then work was like, hey, you can't be doing that anymore. So I went to give a presentation without any alcohol in my system, and the energy just came up so strong. I only was in front of 6 people, and I almost passed out. The town manager, because I work for the government, he was like, what the heck's going on? He was like, you're going to have to perform better than that. You're going to be out of here. So I had to study who was helping people with emotions on a deep level, and I came across the Institute of Heart Math that basically said you can go from a fearful person to a grateful person through the practice of heart coherence. So then I went online to find all the heart coherence meditations I could find, and I found yours, which is how how we became best friends, man. It's all
It's so true.
the power of the heart was there from the beginning.
But you still haven't convinced me that you're not some sort of alien being from that you're secretly here. All right. So
I haven't convinced myself either.
All right, man. So, let's see. Love in Action asks, Brian, have you read the late Stuart Wilde's books? Infinite Self is one of his amazing books. Yes. I'm a gigantic Stuart Wilde fan. In fact, I'm looking at several of his books on my bookshelf right there. And I love to hear Stuart Wilde talk. I loved his writing and reading. In fact, you will actually find several abundance episodes where I go through his laws of abundance, and I go through Stuart Wilde's teachings on this. And The Infinite Self is one of my favorite books, and I'm absolutely influenced by his teachings on The Infinite Self and so much more, man. So if anybody, I'm recommending, you want to go find some incredible material. Stuart Wilde's amazing.
Nice.
He tells stories about when he's actually at his most awakened state, where he would just make $1 million in a day at the table. Nothing like he had expected before. How money, he has a book on money that's really amazing, and it's really exciting, embracing a lot of these ideas. It really opens you up to miracles coming into your life. He was.
Oh, looks like Brian froze up. So everyone just dance to the music until he comes back. A little brief intermission here. He'll be back in.
I'm back.
Nice. Yeah, we had an intermission though. I had everyone dance to the music that time, so we got you covered.
But they could still hear the music.
I could, yeah.
That's
interesting, right?
Yeah, it wasn't that long. It was a couple seconds, right?
No.
I've had several lives on here where it just completely dropped out. So maybe we may have overcome that. Let's see here. I believe you guys are real. However, you have no idea how real I am. All right. I feel that 100%.
Little game of hide and go seek or something, or what?
So, daughter of Abraham, Isaac Jacobs says, "Hi, Brian. Kindly please advise on how to detach from SP. Do you have a meditation on that? Thanks." So if you want to detach from your specific person, I do have some meditations that I've done. In fact, a lot of times we will find for my meditations for manifesting your soulmate or manifesting the one you love, I also include that as a part of the process for detaching from somebody. I don't think you necessarily have to detach from your SP, but if you want to, if you feel an energetic connection, then close your eyes, do it in the same way that we've been teaching. Declare who you are. I am the infinite power and presence of God. I am infinite intelligence in this moment. I am God embodied in this moment. And then see that version of you as not real, as an element of a simulation that you created for this reason, to feel these emotions, to feel this desire. And then we find appreciation for it. They've brought these feelings out in us, the craving for love. I mean, it's amazing that this SP did, but it's just a creation of you. And then take your power back from them. Just take it back, and then sense for that connective cord that you have physically, and then just close your eyes and just see yourself severing it. Snip it with scissors, cut it with a knife, or like I do, I remove it with my own lightsaber. And then remove that, join it. If they're still your SP, if somebody that you love there, then you don't necessarily have to remove. I mean, I think with the people we love, we naturally form these connections. We don't want to disconnect from them, but we want to understand how our energy is being exchanged. And so imagine them, those people that you love, imagine them. All right.
We also do a love meditation at the events, and it's very powerful being with a group of people.
Very powerful. There's something, the love meditation is a game changer. When we do that meditation, I take you through several vivid experiences where you're romantically in love, where you're feeling love, where we access love on every level. And you see the most vivid, powerful, imaginal experiences where you're with your specific person in such a way, it becomes so real for you that when you come out of it, you know it's happening. You know that something like that's happening. You got to be careful with it, because you're going to find that.
Careful with it.
Yeah. You got to be careful, because when you do that, we've had people hooking up at the events. We have people that are, it's really, it's kind of cool. People connecting at these events. I really feel like that the love that you want is out there, and that you maybe have been limiting yourself a little bit. And I ask you to open yourself up to this love. And if you're in a relationship and it feels like you're struggling, but you don't know, then know that they can be that love. That you don't have to look for perfection. You will find the perfection there. That it can awaken within you. That we're all one. That we're all soulmates. And that person out there, it may not be that someone else that you're looking for. It may be that you see yourself reflected through them, and they can come to you. So a lot of times people treat relationships like this form of lack, like there's only one person out there. It's just not true. That person that's out there, you can totally, there's infinite versions. There's a person around every corner that would be perfect for you. Right?
Would you say if somebody is in a relationship and they get out of it and then they keep attracting the same type of person over and over and over, that it's probably a reflection type thing where they might need to?
Number one, we know it's a pattern. So going back to what we talked about, that pattern was created because you gave your power to it. So you know, we give our power when we love. So we give our power to this idea.
It's the biggest drug. The biggest drug. I think.
We give our power to an idea. I want to have this sort of physical relationship. You know, I've had friends that they give their power to an idea that it's always got to be serendipitous in the moment. That sort of like they meet somebody and then it suddenly happens. So they always have to have these like one night stand experiences, and they give this pattern. So, but it never works out. Like it sort of fades away afterwards. And so they've given their power and they keep on repeating this pattern. Or you've seen like the dude that breaks up with the girl and then he ends up with a girl that's just exactly like that other girl. They literally look physically the same. You see it all the time, right? Yeah. You remember Reggie Bush, right? Reggie Bush.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Reggie Bush is like Kim Kardashian and then breaks up with Kim Kardashian. He's literally dating a lookalike that looks exactly like Kim Kardashian, right? So we play out these patterns. So we have to acknowledge, where is this pattern coming from? Where's the pattern coming from? Does it come from some girl that we went to high school with, right? Does it come to some, you know, romance novel that we read, or some imaginal fantasy that we have about some sort of love that we have? Sometimes it's coming from that, and we create our reality. So we continually meet this version of ourselves that we want to experience, and it becomes addictive, right? What I'm saying is that you can find a form of love that's so amazing, so incredible. You meet your other half, they make you better, they make your life better, and your life is more fun to be with. And that is available to you, if not for one person, but infinite. And you will find that love. And it's if you open to the love, then the love will come. Right, my brother? But we talked about it. When we're sitting in the future self, when I say I want you to imagine your happiest day. When you sit back, you imagine your happiest day. Sometimes it's like you having an amazing experience with some girl, and you're remembering every single detail and all the moments.
It is a lot. It is a lot for me. You know what's interesting too? Like I monitor my coherence scores on the inner balance, and sometimes when I imagine myself with like a woman or a partner, my scores go crazy high.
Right, love does bring coherence. Absolutely, 100%. We have a question. How can I develop true deep love for myself? Thank you for that question. That's such a beautiful question. You know what? How can I develop deep love for myself? If you want to find love with someone else that will truly last and that will enrich your life and make it better, the point where you reach that is where you find a deep love for yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, you're not going to love the person that you're with. And it'll always end up, there's going to be some aspect of that other person that you don't love because you don't love it in yourself. So I think the first aspect is you enjoy just being alone. I really felt like when I could sit at home and it wasn't, I don't need to be with my friend or going on a date right now. Like I'm really enjoying being with myself. That was a point where I started to really love myself. Like, I'm so fun to hang out with. I'm the most fun. I enjoy the best movies, the best music, and I pick the best food. I love it. And there's like a little phase that you go through where you just love yourself. Like, I love my coffee. I love the way I love my experience. And then I'd rather be just hanging out by myself than to be with someone else. And you go through this little like desert phase where it feels like you're alone, but you're not. You're slowly falling in love with yourself. And then suddenly you're naturally at a party or something, and it rubs off on someone else. They notice how much fun you're having with yourself, that you find that deep love comes to you. So if you can find a way to find that deep love with yourself, then I believe that everything can change. Everything can change for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for that question, man. We're having so much fun. We're losing track of time. It's already been
amazing.
Amazing. I mean, I'm having so much fun talking with you. We had 162 on here. I'm sure we had people on Facebook. Let me see. Did we ever check back on Facebook and see if we got 2 people?
Well, the thing is, in the future, we can get our groups going. I think the groups do a lot better on StreamYard than Facebook pages. So
okay,
we'll get our groups going. We'll get my YouTube channel in there.
Right.
Yeah.
It sounds absolutely perfect. We're going to have fun with that. We're going to be doing this more again because Kyle and I want to share our excitement about what we're doing, and we want to invite people and get the word out that we're having these amazing experiences, and also sharing our path and journey. You can connect with Kyle. He has a school group. What's the best link? It's
www.school.heart coherence collaborative, I think.
Heart Coherence Collaborative.
I'll post it.
So you have you do weekly heart coherence meditations.
Yeah, 3 days a week. Heart coherence.
And it's a great group of people. You can join me at my school, which is school.com/reality revolution, and I have exclusive. We have group sessions every week, and we have networking sessions and masterminds, and I have audiobooks and meditations you can only find in there. And so keep an eye out for us, because if you have suggestions of locations of where we need to go, we'll go. We're opening up 2027, but it depends on how Maui turns out. Right? It's going to affect what we do in the future, because we had announced we want to go to like Dominican Republic and do an all-inclusive resort. We want to do one in Cancun, but we got to figure out how the reality. Do you guys want to go to this sort of event type of locations? Because and we wish it didn't cost as much money to put the event on. But it costs. We got to put a deposit down. We got to bring in audio, and we got. So we're going to find a way to get more people so we can get the ticket prices down. We want as many people to come to this event. Our vision that we want you to share with us is 1,000 people, all meditating, shifting the new earth. We're going to get to that. So and it just getting a ticket supports the Reality Revolution, supports the Heart Coherence Collaborative
so much.
We're going to be posting the next event live for free on our groups, so you can, when you're in the group, you can you can also access those there. And anything else you wanted to share about future events or anything that you had going on?
Oh man, I'm just so grateful to be a part of this. The future self, like you said, it is like you caught lightning in a bottle. There's something so special about it that I want everyone to experience. I've been talking to all my friends about it. My friends call me and they're struggling. And I'm just like, I talk to them about this stuff. I'm like, look, you can imagine your highest and best timeline and get out of this right now. And the Reality Revolution, used to be like peripheral in my life, but now I feel like they're my family, and I'm really grateful to be a part of this, man.
Oh, I found another question. How do I stop my brain from reacting to my present circumstances so I can finally start my current reality and quantum leap into my new identity? So I think that within this, you find the secret of your path, and that is the word reacting. And so I know that you do like a judo class. What is it? You do
jiu-jitsu.
You do jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah.
And so you're learning in jiu-jitsu, just like with a martial art, the proper reaction to somebody that's like attacking you, right? But it becomes instinctual. You immediately know if they do this, then you do this. It's a movement that you make. So what we're doing as reality creators is we're learning how to react. We're forming, it's like a martial art we're forming, just like in Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. He could block. What we're doing is we're reacting to a situation. Something comes up, And then, so the easiest way to start is we're gonna immediately say everything's working to my advantage. This doesn't seem like it's a good thing right now, this flat tire, but maybe it's protecting me from some car accident that I have in the future. Maybe I'm going to meet somebody, or it's going to give me the perfect timing. Whatever's happening in the moment, it feels like something bad's happening. But if you can react, it's all about the reactions. You can break the loops. A lot of times what we're experiencing is the result of reactions that we had to past experiences, because we become unconscious with our reactions. They're automatics. We have to change the automatic reaction from fear, from worry, and the future self technique really helps that, because it installs a sort of matrix in your personality where you're so calm. I mean, that's the thing that people are reporting back to me. It's like, Brian, I had this thing happen, but I felt totally calm. Like everything was going to be okay. I had somebody in my group that had lived in this house, similar to my situation. It felt like a reflection. They had lived in this house. They loved their house. It was this amazing place in Mexico where they lived. And they had to move out, and they had to move out right away. And they freaked out, like, I'm going to lose everything. It's going to be so hard. I don't know how I'm going to do this. They found a place down the street with an additional bedroom with this beautiful view, and they saved money on it. And it was because they reacted like everything's going to be okay. Everything's working to my advantage. Something wonderful is happening now. And so we're constantly in a stream of reactions. And so we got to change the way we react for you to live your ideal life. And if you can embrace this, if you can embrace that your reaction can change your whole life, then we can, then something wonderful can happen. All right, before we go, I'm going to see, seems like a paradox, but when I start to do things, let me see, do you see any other questions that we can pull up before we go? Let's see here. Energy flows where focus goes, using the power of words and its blissful frequency. Everything always looks out for me. Everything begins with gratitude. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's what we're trying to say. I'm trying to say that I love you. That all the 160 people here, and the 10 people on Instagram, and the 1 person on Facebook that's watching, I love you. And I'm sending you all my love. We see amazing things for you. We want you to come and join us. If you can join us in one of these live sessions on YouTube, then join us. Join us in our meditations. I know that Kyle's putting out regular content. We're going to do everything in our power to facilitate the shift that's happening on this planet. It's so exciting to watch. It's so exciting. We want you to join us in this new earth.
Let's go.
Let's go. Find your coherence, find your love, find your light. I'm sending all my love to everyone that is listening. And I'm sending it all because, as always, welcome to the reality revolution.